Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Toonkind of 12 frames per second. I am Authenticity. Today I'll be playing Captain Coriolis of the Vengeful Dead. It was fine when they picked the name out. I am joined by my wonderful and fantastic friend.
Hi, I'm KT. I'm going to be playing a certain force of the universe called Applied Phlebotomum. They use God because it's easier. Call them what you like. Chaos has no gender.
I mean, I look at Coriolis. Either do they.
Oh, I guess they might be chaotic.
So we begin our story. This has happened before tuning into the oldies folks. So Coriolis is still blissfully unaware of what Seeger's been up to. Um, oh my god, 1 second.
Mm. I'm going to talk over whatever is happening because I don't think they remembered to mute. Talk, 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 to talk, talk, to talk. Hello.
My cat is here.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if you were talking to somebody or anything, so I just made random noises.
I'd pat you. It's fine. But also,
Also, if author seems tired, they're just being quiet. I look away. That's it. That's the only reason.
never mind what time it is here. Anyways, um, but yeah, Coriolis is taking an afternoon to just do a little bit of fishing. Actually, I'm going to say it's around 5 o'clock in the morning. The sun is up. It's got that sort of fresh, chilly sort of peach light in the air. And they're on a little dock, a mile or so outside of Toontown. Not a lot of people around, and it's just this sort of sleepy, quiet, very peaceful sort of area. Um, no fish on the line yet, and they are fishing above water for once. They've learned how, and yeah,
Above water. What?
they do breathe underwater and have they did when they were alive. So like why not just sit down there with a net?
You know what? Fair. I'm not going to question that. Anyway,
Hmm.
anything else to paint this picture? Or are we good?
Um,
Also, really quick,
I'll
I would
say
like to
that
point out that this was author's idea to do the FPS and not like I just enabled. All right, disclaimer. Cool. Go on.
mhm. I'll say that they're in their shirt sleeves. Their coat has been folded neatly beside them.
Okay, make a strength save.
Sure. Just strength. Street strength.
Save.
Save. Okay.
I'm gonna call it a save.
22.
Wonderful. You feel a bite on that line, and it's a big one, and without any problems. It takes a little bit of struggle, but you reel that sucker in, and it's almost proportional to you if there was a big fish in like a 6 foot person's hand.
Mm. Yeah, um they get it onto the dock and just sort of like sit on it because fuck. And they're not quite sure what to do next because it normally they'd immediately just slit its throat and let the current take the blood away. But they're above water. Yeah. I mean,
Roll perception.
sure. 21.
Uh, you sense something behind you, and a voice goes, "Hello, how you doing?"
Doing all right. How are you?
Do you turn around at all?
Not yet. They're focused on the fish.
Do they realize who this is?
Probably.
Yeah, I think they do with a 21. They go, so how'd you like the fish?
Pretty good.
Fantastic. Wonderful. How you doing, Coriolis?
Doing all right, Phlo. How are you?
So far so good. Just wanted to check on you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
How are you, my, well, half giant, half skulled friend?
Well, this is probably going to feed a good deal of my crew, so feeling pretty good about that. I am wondering why I got it though.
Well, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to know if you knew where Seeker was.
Hmm. Um, he mentioned he was going on a trip with some friends. I haven't heard anything from him yet. Why?
There's kind of a pause as they think. Well, don't worry about it. They don't look concerned. They're just thinking of words. They're like, oh, I was just curious, you know. Mm.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, there's just so much fun.
Mm.
And they're like floating in the air and like kicking their feet up in the air kind of deal. Uh, and just look like they're like kind of sitting in a chair lackadaisically.
Mm. They sort of go. Yeah, I agree. He is a lot of fun.
Hmm, you could use some work though.
Mm. I've been told from time to time. And you can hear in their voice, they haven't turned around yet, but they are uh, smiling a little bit.
Uh, as you're looking away from them, all of a sudden you see a ponytail with a blue streak in it that's, you know, blonde or whatever start to float down, and then the face of Phlo kind of hanging upside down as they're like cross legged in the air, but upside down floating in front of you as they say, Corey, what's on your mind?
Um, they sort of like tilt their head to the side. Well, thinking about how I want to cook up this fish. I want to take. Oh my goodness! I don't know
Criminal.
if the.
It
Yes,
sneezed.
that was a kitty sneeze. But Coriolis goes, well, think about how I want to cook up this fish. Um, should probably take Lemon to clothes shopping later. Um,
Okay,
need to
stop. This
run
is
by the
getting really
store.
boring. Okay, let's get
Mm,
the fish back and maybe something interesting is happening on the boat. Come on, I'm bored.
mm,
It's a fucking Thursday. Nothing's happening.
yeah, that seems to happen on Thursdays. They actually they look at the fish. It's they do need to catch more fish for a meal. They have a big crew.
Okay, okay, you need more fish? Let's take this one and I'll take care of the rest, okay? Let's just go somewhere. Or
Mm.
no, you're adamant on catching them the normal way, aren't you?
Say again?
You're adamant about catching them the normal way, aren't you?
I mean, fishing is fishing. I mean, as long as it doesn't hurt, the environment.
No, it would take a lot more than one boat, at least here. Uh,
Mm.
don't worry about. Okay, okay. Cast your little line then. Let's see if anything interesting happens. I had a hit. Like there's some sort of chaos happening here soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't stand behind me for this one.
Oh no, don't worry. I'm not. They just kind of hover a few feet away from you.
Mm. Yeah, and they will cast their line out again. They're a little bit clumsy with it. You get the idea that they're not great at this yet.
Flo just watches, and you see them kind of like it looks like they're leaning back in a chair, but there's nothing there as they float and they cross their legs and they have like a straw hat on and like
Mm.
look like they're just chilling, waiting for something to happen, because they swear to goodness something's gonna happen.
Mm.
They're
Coriolis
bored
just
as
sort of
fuck.
like, yeah, you you're not great at this, are you?
No, I'm very impatient. I am trying not to, like, immediately set a forest on fire.
Well, I appreciate that.
Welcome, I guess.
Mm.
And I think on this one I think you catch something and you start to reel it in. But as it gets closer, you're like, that doesn't quite look like a fish.
Mm. Yeah, they stop reeling for a second and stare at it. They just pull the line out of the water. That's a boot.
Phlo leans forward in interest. What's inside the boot?
If there is a foot in here, I'm tossing it back.
Oh, well, I mean, first we have to see, right? Also, I doubt the foot could cause this much, you know, shenanigans.
Mm.
Hmm. How about you
And
look?
they say again.
How about you look?
Mm. I think they sort of they eye flow. And they just sort of like carefully upend the boot onto the wharf, and out comes a great deal of seawater, some sand, and then something shiny.
Oh, it's shiny. Do you want to pick it up or should I? And they
I'm not
kind of,
picking it up.
yeah, they kind of hop down onto the deck and kind of shuffle forward as they're bent on their knees, and
Mm.
they pick it up and look at it. What is it?
Well, and they sort of put their hand on his wrist to stop him, but he's already got it in his hands, and there is a interesting noise.
Wonderful.
Um, and Flo, beneath your hand, the cool wet metal turns to something warm and living. But wait, it's you didn't move, but your hand is sort of grasping something like a bar now. Were you always missing a little, the flesh from a couple of your fingers? And you look up into your own face, and your own face looks back, very surprised.
Now here's the question: do I have to do a Coriolis voice, and do you have to do a Phlo voice?
I'm going to say no because
Mm,
my flow voice sounds a lot like a different voice.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I figured. So also applied Phlebotomum shenanigans.
Yeah.
Mm,
Also, I think it's funnier if it's this.
if it's like this, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I nod. Um, yeah, Phlo just frowns and says, "Well, this isn't good."
Yeah. Hmm. And they sort of blink with your eyes for a second, blink a little bit harder.
These are
Like
very
it's.
colorful.
Hmm.
It's almost like you can see more than a normal rainbow.
Yeah. Also, being able to see all the way around again is pretty good.
Hmm.
Uh, Meanwhile, you are missing an eye. It sucks. Can't see on that side.
You just hear cussing underneath Flo's breath as they're like, "One motherfucker," in a language that you're not sure of.
Mm,
And then they just stand up to your full height, and
mm,
they're like, "Oh, your back is fucked up." All right,
yup.
now this is, I don't know about you, but I have had enough of this already. And they go to snap, and nothing happens.
Mm. Actually, it looks like Coriolis isn't quite paying attention. They're they seem to be distracted by something. They've sort of got a hand uh on their their collarbone, as if they've got something kind of stuck in their throat.
Mm. Phlo is just like, oh, that's not. They snap again. They pause.
What's wrong?
Uh, roll insight and add a ridiculous number to it
Okay.
because I'm just gonna give it to you. They look upset and nervous and kind of horrified.
I will. Open their mouth, close it, open their mouth. Okay, well, first of all, calm down.
I, well, shut up, I'm fine. They snap again. Fuck.
Okay, you're fine.
Shut up. Also, you've noticed, Coriolis, your feet aren't necessarily on the ground anymore. You've kind of absent-mindedly started floating.
Hmm. They sort of put their feet back on the ground, raise them up, put them back down, raise them up. Then they stick with floating for a little bit, not
That's
willy nilly,
romantic.
but like it feels better.
Mm-hmm. And you just see your hand on your face, at least what should be, just run a hand down it and swear in languages that you don't know and just. Okay. Well, shit. Okay. Ah. I know what has happened a little bit here, but you're not going to like it, and we need to figure this shit out fast. Okay, where did that thing go? And they start looking around.
Mm, no sign of it.
They what?
No sign of it.
Mm. Again, they're like, shit, okay. Oh, is this what you feel normally? This sucks! We gotta fix this soon. Wait, I'm not doing this. They pick up the fish. Let's fucking get back to your ship, okay? Like, we'll get more fish later or whatever we need to do. We got to go.
Okay. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty comfortable.
They stop and do a heel turn to glare at you.
No, I'm coming. I'm coming.
What do you mean you feel comfortable?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't. They do a shrug.
Shit. Okay. This is not good. Okay, we need to go. We need to go now. I don't know where we're going. You need to. Fuck. Okay.
Okay.
Are
I
you aware of what is going on? I mean, you should be considering. I'm pretty sure you're the god in this situation at the moment.
well, I mean, we've swapped bodies, and oh, okay. Hmm.
Think about what I said. Slowly.
No, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I can't switch us back. Because you have my fucking domain.
Yeah, so I need to figure that out.
Preferably.
Hmm.
Or we need to find
Hey,
whatever the fuck that was, but it is gone.
I do have a question.
Yeah, go for it, fine. They seem really irritated. You're not used to them. Usually, when they're upset, it's like in a funny or creepy funny way. They seem legitimately upset.
hmm. Yeah, so I have your domain and I can't control it yet. And my ship is a ghost ship where all sorts of fucked up things happen just because they can on a regular basis. What's the numbers on the chances that either of us going anywhere near it? Like this is you know. Actually no, let's go. I'm sure it'll be
Okay,
fine.
no. Okay, forgive me for this. They take the big fish, and they're like,
Mhm.
"You are not a toon, and I'm pretty sure you do not know how to use a hammer space. So we will come back for this shit later." And they throw it back into the ocean, and it swims away.
I'm pretty sure that never mind.
Look, I will handle it if we fix this, okay?
Okay.
I say
It's
if. Ugh, that's a really big. I hope that you want to fix this, otherwise, you are going to end up being the chaotic god of applied phlebotomum, and I don't know how your little seeker friend is going to feel about that.
I mean, it's Seeker's not the first person I think about when I think about literally not being able to uh, run my ship. And for the first time, like that is a flash of genuine discomfort. Um, that's they have a duty there.
There
Um,
we go, there you go. Okay, focus on that feeling, because we got to fix this, and otherwise you are going to cause too much chaos. I mean, we can go to your ship, it might fucking sink.
I mean, it sinks regularly.
Okay, well then let's go, I guess. Are you okay with that?
Mm, they seem to be thinking deeply because on one hand,
Mm-hmm.
they do kind of feel like stirring something up. On the other hand, the person in who would be in charge of stopping them is Nona, and Nona is scary. I mean, we can go somewhere else first.
Okay, fantastic. First off, do you have any ideas how to fix this? Because I do not know how to teach you something that is innate to me.
Mm, I mean,
Ugh, this is,
applied phlebotomum is about things happening, right?
yes, it makes shit happen, but I mean, until
We
we
could
got it
just
to
make
more.
shit happen.
Then go ahead, try making some shit happen. Do you even know
Mm-hmm.
how? Give it a go, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But let me get off this fucking dock. I don't like the idea of falling into something that I don't know how to. Ugh, they keep walking.
I think that they follow and then they sort of pause because it's like chaos. Chaos sounds like a good idea right now. And there isn't really a bigger source of chaos than the ocean.
I also, do you remember the fact that neither of you grabbed your coat?
Hmm. And they do need that.
Cool. Flo's walking.
It's you get yeah you get to the end of the dock and you are not accompanied.
Oh, mother. Okay, it's.
And
Then.
I think that
Mm,
um you look around um in time to see Coriolis pick up their own coat and examine it, sort of slipping it on over their shoulders. It's very big on them. For some reason, they have sized you down to like 4'10", 4'9".
why the fuck did you make yourself so short?
I don't know. You have short vibes.
D- And I will say, just because chaos, I don't know if you like this flavor or not, but you notice as you wear your coat, it starts to shrink to match your height.
Mm,
As only,
sort of.
mm, go on.
They sort of like examine it as it does, and sort of um look up at Phlo sort of proudly, like, "Hey, look, it happened."
Yes, wonderful. Look at your clothes. They're changing to fit the new personality of applied phlebotomum. That's just what happens. I mean, the last applied phlebotomum looked very different from me, so.
Mm, I mean,
Mm.
well, that's sort of sad. You can't wear, oversized hoodies and things.
I mean, I can if I want to on chaos. I just have to. I have better control over it. Then that is not the point. Okay, come on, little gremlin. We got to go. We got to fix this shit. Okay, do you want to be stuck like this?
Well, no.
Well, I am not able to tell if this has a time limit or not. It, I don't know how to explain the fact that I am feeling stressed and I am not used to it. Okay, I have your fucking emotions at the moment and I don't like it.
Mm, I mean, I usually feel better about sort of the world in general underwater.
When you look at the
Sort of
water,
they have a hand on their chin.
I don't make me go under. Oh, okay. Can you breathe on the water? I have no idea.
Well, you don't need to breathe. You're dead. And yes.
Look, I've never been dead before, okay?
Um, well, it's very easy.
Well, I would imagine so. I mean, I've done it to other things, so like, I, hmm. Are you able to do anything about this currently, or what do you need to have happen? I don't know. I'm not used to
Well,
not
neither do
knowing
I,
in
but
this way. I am
I
this close
mean,
to dragging you back to your ship just so that somebody can fucking explain to you why this is. Are you okay? Are you realizing that we have to. You seem way too chill, and that is not comforting to me.
I'm always kind of chill, but I don't know. It just feels mm, maybe a little bit episodic. That seems like a good word for it. Like this sort of thing's happened before, and it'll happen again. And in the meantime, we just sort of and they make sort of an expansive gesture. Why not revel in it? You know?
Ugh, okay. Yeah, no, that's the domain. Things are episodic, especially in Einquell. I mean, you have connections to the plot and shit now. Wonderful. Okay, what do you want to do then? Okay, because I'm not immune to still getting bored.
Mm,
Can we at least do something? Anything. I don't want to think about this.
mm. Well, if you're going to solve a problem, might as well go to the source. They sort of look at the ocean. They
Okay,
look at you.
fine, I'll jump into the fucking ocean with you. And they just kind of go to the end of the dock, take a deep
As soon
breath.
as you take a step,
Mm-hmm.
one of the boards is wet. Um, and could you roll me a dex? Um,
Wonderful. How about you roll me a dex?
oh, that's true. Mm, actually, I'm going to impose disadvantage because it's funny.
I mean, real funny. It's your bread and butter.
Mm, yeah, it's interesting because the body that you're wearing, is actually it's. I mean, it hurts and you can't see, and it's kind of like it's this one's well loved, but it moves easily. It's used to moving in adverse conditions. However, like it's you feel yourself slip, you feel yourself right yourself again, but you keep slipping anyway because it's funny. And for the first time, that doesn't feel right. And then it just feels sort of wet and a little bit cold, um, because you were underwater.
I feel like they try to swear and it's just kind of garbled at first.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah, I will say you have. Let me check. You have a swim speed of 40 feet. So, you don't have to worry about that at least.
I feel like they're pretty deep, like this dock type area. Goed out. Wow, went out pretty far. I
Hmm.
know English, man.
Man.
So even when Phlo stands, they don't breach the water, and they just kind of wait for your ass to meet them,
Mm,
and they're very irate, and they hate this feeling, and they don't want this anymore. Man,
mm.
how could Lore ever fucking do this?
Yeah, I will say that like it's the elf is cool and nice and like it honestly it almost feels better than being, above air. Um like it feels, it's easier to move down here. It feels familiar.
Probably hurts less.
Say again?
Probably hurts less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, and it's sort of as you're taking that in that something bright and colorful and laughing zooms past you.
They kind of they look at it,
Mm,
and they
it,
feel concern. And then they squash that as hard as they can, because fuck that. And they try to move after it. I also will
it,
note that Coriolis will have their own version of what Phlo looks like clothing wise.
mm,
Mm,
yeah, it's. I mean, there's the coat, but there's also actually the bright flash of something resolves itself into a school of fish, and one fish swims into another, and they're a bigger shape, and then two others do the same, and then bigger and bigger until they are until it's your body again, and they are just laughing and crowing and just full of a joy that you haven't seen from this person before.
they kind of, are taken aback and squint like, that's not fucking right. Okay. Coriolis,
Mm,
are you all right? Like, fuck, man. Okay. This is not right. I am supposed to be the fun loving, happy one, not the serious, the shit.
mm. And it's interesting. Oh, mm, sorry. Um
Criminal.
no, actually someone was opening a door and I was making sure that it wasn't the one I'm behind.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they are sort of spinning and cartwheeling through the water, not going too far from you. But just like they turn to you with a big sunny grin and they go, I I get it. I understand why you're you now.
That's great. They kind
Mm,
of chill behind, and they kind of hate that the water's calming them down, because that means
mm,
Coriolis, whatever is left in this body, is affecting them as well, and they don't like that idea because they're supposed to be them, not
hmm.
this them.
Yeah, it's they zip closer and you can see that they're wearing probably a little bit more sensible than Flo usually goes to. There's like a nice, like sturdy button down shirt with it's maybe before it was plain, but now it's got little bits of fun patterns. Good sturdy trousers, and of course their jacket. Um, and I think that like your hair is has your ponytail's been twisted into like a neat bun. So as to be out of their way in case they need to do any work. And like they zoom very quickly towards you, like they're going to give you a hug, and then they wait because no, you don't hug people who aren't stressed. Um, and so they just sort of like they stim, they're stimming.
Flo just sighs like, oh, okay. They tilt their head and examine you with some thought before opening their arms and just say, just get it over with, okay?
Mm. And it's you know how like tall people like will put their arms over you and like short people will put their arms sort of under you, if that makes sense. Like
Yes, and I always get confused because my family is taller than me, but all my friends are shorter than me.
mhm. It's you. It's a very like a small person hugging like a tall person would. Um, and like it lasts just long enough for there to be like
I will say that during this hug, Phlo kind of thinks, probably more deeply than they wish to, and hug back and pat your head and say, "Alright, I'm glad you're having a good time. Somebody should at least be having a good time
mm,
before they let go."
they uh they give you a grin and uh sort of cartwheel at you. Um, they go, well, it's there's no reason to just stay here. Come on.
Yes, no, I'm coming. You realize, again, you can be taller if you want to. Like, if you want to be short, like, that's fine, but they gesture at, you know, Coriolis's body, and they're like, "You're fucking 12 feet tall normally. Are you fine with this?"
Yeah, but you have short vibes.
Wonderful, wonderful. I get the point. Thank you.
They snicker and they zoom off.
Oh my gosh. You are too fast. Okay. Then they just swim after.
And I think that like at first you're just sort of going in a direction and then they'll circle back to you and they'll go, oh come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, look, look, it's you have to see this, you have to, and like they'll bring you down to like the silt layer and poke something and you see an octopus detach itself and settle down and they like grin at you like it's the coolest thing they've ever seen, or they bring you up up to the surface where you can see a field of buoys and they explain what all the different colors mean and who owns what, and like um their fingers sort of twitch and they look very excitedly at the buoys because they understand the system and they understand how they could possibly break it. um
And,
However, they're resisting.
oh gosh, because, Flo looks between the booties and looks to you and looks back, and they have the worst feeling of apprehension and don't do that, and they hate that. They kind of go, ugh, responsibility. What is this?
I'll also say that it's not that bad in the water, but it as you're moving as Coriolis, you are so aware of how big you are and how strong you are. Like, probably not, you know, to the extent that you were as a god, maybe, but um, you like
Flo might be a god, but they never feel strong. So this is different. And even when they're big, they don't feel big. Not like this. They're just kind of always them. This is more permanent and heavy.
mm,
Not
yeah, and
necessarily horrible or bad, but uncomfortable for them.
it impresses on Flo the importance of hmm, being careful because it is ingrained into this body that if you're not careful, there will be collateral damage, pretty bad collateral damage, possibly. It's like I think in passing you like grab a little like a piece of metal off like a lobster cage or something to pull yourself along and it just crumples. Um and it's kind of get the feeling that maybe the reason why Coriolis hasn't like burned down a city yet is because they are used to this level of discipline. Every second of every day that they're awake, They are actively trying not to hurt things.
They kind of just look at their hand where they crushed the thing
Mm.
and kind of let it fall down to the ocean and look at their hand as they ponder. And then look back up to this person who is actually having a good time.
Mm.
And they think for a minute. And they take a deep breath. And just say, fuck it, okay. He might as well have a good time. Alright. Coriolis,
What's up?
what do you want to do? You're having fun, but what do you want to do? What do you actually want to do? You can do
I mean,
literally basically anything right now. What do you want to do?
I sort of look around. I mean, this has been pretty great.
Okay. Do you want to keep
Yeah,
doing this?
sure. I mean, if you have something, it's been pretty nice to just sort of spend some time.
Do you have anybody you would ever want to show underneath the ocean that can't normally?
Mm, hmm. I mean,
Besides
there's some Rex.
Seeker. And they kind of smile.
Oh, Seeker doesn't like the ocean. Um,
That's
but there's
they
some
just
Rex
face
nearby.
palm. They just face palm. Coriolis completely missed the point.
Mm,
And they're just like,
they do that sometimes.
yeah, no, they're just like, okay, okay, let's go see the Rex. Okay, maybe there's something there that you can set on fire in the water, which is something that you can do, by the way. And they just walk, swim off.
Mm. I think that like you get a while in a direction until you realize that they haven't joined you. They have
Mm.
actually they've swum down and grabbed a bit piece of driftwood and they're looking at it intently.
Okay.
Um, hey KT, what would they have to roll to set this piece of driftwood on fire?
Uh, gosh, that basically counts as magic. So
Oh boy.
I look the fact this is a god. You can kind of just do it because it's not like it's a piece of wood.
Hmm.
I look at wish spells.
Yeah,
Mm.
they're holding it in their hands or turning it over, studying it intently. Um, then a little line of burning orange spreads down the side of it. They hold it like, whoa. Um, like it's, wide eyes just like staring at this, like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Again, Floater sighs and swims back and says, "Yes. Have you fully processed the fact that you can literally basically do fucking anything?"
I am breaking so many rules of thermodynamics right now.
That's the. They just face palm again. That's the fucking point.
Mm,
You are the god of applied phlebotomum at the moment. Like, you can do shit. Like, you've seen Toon Logic.
mm.
You can just literally make shit happen. Mostly.
I think that they look away from the driftwood, um, out into the open water, and it's your visibility is pretty good down here actually, but it's as a god, you can probably see more. And they're
A fuck
studying.
ton more.
Hmm. And they're studying the middle distance intently. And whatever it is that they see there, you can trace their face journey. Would you like to roll an insight?
I look at you.
Wait, shit, okay. 21. It's interesting because it goes from like realization to sort of studying, to sort of intent, almost as if someone is working on something. Um, and then their eyes sort of widen a hair, um, in surprise, shock, maybe a little bit of both. And there's this sort of shaky, sort of like dismay, elation, like almost as if someone has broken a toy in an interesting way and is kind of interested to see if they could put it back together and break it in the interesting way again. Mm. But then they take a deep breath and um sort of squint, and um that sort of spark of mischief lessens a little bit. Um Almost as if they might be cleaning up whatever it is that they did.
Why did you do that just now? Hmm?
Mm.
You wanted to do something, but you stopped yourself.
I mm, I may have actually done it.
Hmm? Do you want to go see?
I mean, I undid it.
What did you do? You see Phlo kind of come up next to you and tilt their head in a way that seems a little weird with your body language that you are familiar with yourself kind of having. And they kind of smile in a way that, again, looks uncomfortable on your face. Hmm.
Um, they sort of fiddle with their hands and they go, um, I made some currents do something that in about 12 hours or so would have caused a really massive whirlpool in the middle of yeah.
Well, that sounds like fun. And the
It
smile
does.
grows.
It
Hmm.
does. But also,
Hmm. What? Why don't you let her just have some fun? I mean, maybe don't make a whirlpool. Obviously, you seem uncomfortable with destruction. But, like, you can create things too and not just destroy them, right?
mm, I think they look surprised, and then with the 21, they look surprised that they looked surprised. Um, so like, oh, huh, interesting that my mind immediately did that. Okay.
Mind did
Um,
immediately what?
that their mind immediately jumped to the assumption that they could only destroy things.
Mm. Coriolis, you see your own face raises your eyebrow. I don't know if you have another one. And just go, you thought I only fucking destroy things. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Bias. Goddess.
Well, no. Well,
A little bit. And they just kind
no.
of
I
lean
saw that
forward and put their fingers close together. A little bit.
they open their mouth and then they close it. They're like, oh, no. They assumed they could only destroy things, but also
Oh. Mm. Why do you feel that way? That's interesting. Why do you feel like you
it,
can only destroy? Hmm?
the impulse to do chaos is the only reason I'm considering it answering that question.
Oh, then lean into that and answer.
They start to swim away.
Can Coriolis body like control water or any of that shit?
Uh, nope, not yet.
Wonderful. So you just Flo looks frustrated as they go to almost snap their fingers and they're like, shit, I can't do that. Okay, and they swim after them and they're like, hey, no, no, no. And they kind of swim underneath of you and say, tell me, come on.
Mm,
Tell me. We're stuck in this situation anyway. Maybe this is how it resolves. I mean, no, that's kind of a lie. I don't think this at all. We should probably find somebody to help us potentially. I don't know who's that powerful though. Hmm.
I mean, we could ask one of your siblings.
You realize the
Hey,
only.
you could ask them. We can ask one of your siblings.
Oh dear.
And they're sort of grinning at you.
Oh no no
And it
no no
doesn't
no no
take
no no.
because really any interaction with you and I mean we could say Kanaday would uh probably be a very entertaining form of chaos for someone who.
Mm-hmm. And they obviously don't
Mhm,
seem like they want that. And oh boy, does that make it even more fun.
mhm.
Because they're literally, oh boy, you've never seen Phlo react like this. They're going, no, 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 Court. Connie should not see this, okay? Like, he will never let me live down. You should not, okay? Don't. We'll figure out something else. You know, what about anything else? Me, KT says, do it.
I think that they sort of shrug um and sort of turn to swim deeper underwater.
Oh boy, okay. Does this mean that you're not going to consider going? I mean, we can't go to lore. They're indisposed. You know this. We can't go to the plot. That's a complicated thing at the moment. The only one would be Connie. So no, 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 no.
You
Mm.
can actually for a brief moment there's sort of a shine of light below you, and then it winks out again. But you can probably see where it was.
They try to find where you went.
Mm.
Do they see that at all? Like, where are
Yeah,
you?
they disappeared into the light,
Motherfucker. Okay.
and
They swim
at the
towards it.
as you get closer, you can see that it is a doorway, um,
Of
like
course. Of
a
fucking course.
porthole. Do
Mother.
you go through it?
Yeah, they go through it if they fit.
They do. It is the perfect size.
Of
Um,
course the fuck it is. They don't like how grumpy they feel.
mm. And when you open it up, the light is sort of this honeyed golden, as if for a very early bright morning light. Um, and then it is because you are suddenly on dry land, and you recognize this room.
Oh, mother. They just face palm and they go, Glory, please tell me we're not where I think we are. This is probably my karma. Okay.
What do you think Kanade does like super early in the morning?
What do you think they do? I feel like they just like if they don't have any plans, they either catnap or they're like awake immediately, like drinking something they shouldn't be and working on bizarre shit, or given their
Mm.
current status, trying very hard to figure out what they can quote unquote eat for their domain.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that um you turn the corner and it's the little kitchen nook. And Kanade is sitting at the table and they seem to have a cup of tea and a very large book in front of them on a plate.
Oh boy. You know what? We're here. Do you want to go talk to them? They say sarcastically,
Mm.
hoping that you won't.
It's
Sorry.
your own body leans through the window and goes, "Hello, folks. I uh, hang on."
Mm.
They go, "Hello, folks. I and applied for Phlebotomum switch bodies. Hoping you can help."
All of a sudden, you just kind of stays frozen, and then they just go and start cackling and throw their head back and everything, and their tail is switching back and forth with amusement, and they lean forward and they go, "Oh, Phlo, please come out. Let us see."
Does Flo do?
Does Day have anything to say?
Day is just like, I think in Condade's head, it is just like, oh boy, oh boy, just more more family shit, huh?
Just apparently, and I'm loving it. Oh, I know applied phlebotomum isn't necessarily immune to their own domain, but oh boy, has it been a long time.
I wash my hands. No one's fucking dying. No one is like
Oh, nobody
going
has to
insane on
die.
this. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, so
there's.
I am
Mhm.
taking this one's on you.
This
You
one's on
have
you?
fun tormenting your brother.
Oh, no,
Sibling.
no, no, no. It makes. Well, you can say whatever you want, sister, brother, sibling. All of them apply. Chaos has no gender. They say that constantly. But, Jay, you can't say that you don't want to have a little bit of fun.
I will have fun just sort of watching you do thing.
Okay, fine.
Ridiculousness every once in a while.
Mhm. Connie stands up and kind of snaps the book shut because I feel like it was open. And they walk over to Coriolis as Phlo and go, "Well, hello. How are you feeling?"
They walk over to Coriolis and Flo's body, or Flo and Coriolis' body.
Uh, Coriolis and Phlo's body.
Mm, they sort of do a wiggle and they go, good. It's strange. It's
Mm-hmm.
not bad though.
How many things have you set on fire so far?
A piece of
Mm-hmm.
driftwood.
Oh, fantastic. Just driftwood.
It was underwater. It was very
Oh,
exciting.
fantastic. Do you want to light anything else on fire?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, you can start the fire in the fireplace if you want.
They
You should
sort of
just
do
be
a
able
full
to,
body wiggle,
yeah.
and zip off.
Connie kind of calls after them and like holds up their hand in a snap motion, like you can just, and they snap. Nothing happens, but they're like, you can just. I'm sure they've told you
Well,
you can just make shit happen.
but I want to see it up close.
Oh, fair enough. I'm gonna go torment my sibling, and Connie
Okay, fun.
walks off. And they just see Phlo sitting on the floor with their head in their hands, just cussing because
Yeah,
of
it's
all of their siblings. Why, Connie?
and Coriel shouts after them. They're having a little bit of a tough time. They're having trouble with emotions.
Oh no, I'm aware. And then they turn. But that didn't stop you from teasing me now, did it? Don't worry, I won't be completely mean, but this is priceless.
Mm,
Did one of your little tricks
Uh,
go awry? And Flo just looks up at them and glares. And just
I
goes,
think that like that's where we end maybe our part two or our part one.
We can finish tomorrow if you'd like.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I shake your hand and pat you. Thank you for anybody who was willing to put up with this. I wiggle. It was fun.
uh,
Mhm. Adios.
yeah, it's good night.
Good night.